Hello, my name is Nives Torresi, and this is my introduction video for the course Facilitating Online via the Moodle run by Dr. Nellie Deutsch. A little bit about myself. First of all, I'm an Australian and born and bred in Melbourne, Australia, back in the early 60s. And I've been living here in Italy, in central northern Italy, for about 20 years. My main job in the past 20 years has been to teach English as a foreign language. I've taught English as a foreign language in local high schools. Recently also in two special projects, one for elementary school and another one for preschool, which was quite an interesting project. I also talked about that experience for the IA TEFL webinar, live online webinar, just recently on the 16th of March via Dr. Nellie. That was a wonderful experience for me, as well as the actual experience of working at the preschool. And I have been teaching as well as local high schools private tuition and also local businesses, small and slightly larger. And I've been teaching face-to-face mostly, but the last 3 years I've made a very big change in my teaching by teaching online via live online sessions. And this has been a great experience for me, firstly because it's allowed me to understand how to cope with the fact that when you're in a classroom you can use photocopies and hand them out, or you can ask your students to buy books, or for example at a high school they already have a textbook, so you just use the textbook. When you're working online, there's a whole new concept of learning materials or didactic materials. So it was really interesting for me because I went the full circle. I went from finding free material online and using that. Then I went on to using my own textbooks, photocopying them, uploading them as either a Word document or a text document like a PDF or something, and using that in the classroom. Or what I've done recently, and this is where the full circle comes in, I've started to create my own materials for specific sectors of learning. For example, my recent project involved teaching English to a small group of engineers involved in injection moulding, which for me was a totally new area. But what I decided to do was, because their requirement was that they learned how to use that technical language in their online conferences or conferences with their customers. So what I did was I basically taught myself as much as I could about injection moulding. Then I used that material on injection moulding and turned it into class material, and based my lessons totally on that area, on injection moulding, which was really interesting for me. The interesting thing was that I wasn't sure whether it was going to work, but it did actually work quite well. I found that the engineers were actually explaining to me, realizing that I had no understanding of, no real engineering understanding. So they were actually teaching me in the lesson in English, which was wonderful, which in a short time, in a short period of about 5 months, they went from speaking standard English into being able to speak in their technical business English, and that was a great personal achievement for me. So my aims in this course is to be able to continue on that path of being able to create my own materials, of being able to create my own courses, and but what I mean by my own courses is not something based on what I need, but based on what my students or participants to my courses may need. So that's a little bit about me. I hope I've answered a few queries, and I hope to continue on in this course and discuss and elaborate on the ideas and thoughts that are brought up within the modules. So, bye from me. Looking forward to talking to you in the forums.